So, good morning, everyone. Now we should start our class. Uh, First, we will recall what we have done yesterday. That means we have started electoral politics, lesson number 3 of civics yesterday. In this, which we have read about the ruling party of Haryana since 1982. The Congress party had been ruling Haryana since 1982, and there Chaudhry Devilal was an opposition leader when Congress was in ruling party. Chaudhry Devilal was an opposition leader, and he formed the new party called Lokdal. Then we have further seen in this only that he promised to waive the loans, to ignore the loans of the small farmers and small businessmen so as to get the seat uh, to win the election. He had made the promises to small farmers and businessmen and all that those who are having loans, their loans will be ignored if he gets the opportunity to win the elections. Then next year further we have seen that Lokdal and its partners won 76 out of 90 seats, which with Lokdal alone winning 60 seats, and the Congress could win only 5 seats. This clearly showed that Devilal Chaudhry's party win the election. Then next year we have seen that the previous party, that is the Congress party, lost the election, and that is why the chief minister had to resign at that time because it lost the election, and only as it is seen that only the leader of the majority party can form the government. Then further in this only we have seen that in most of the democracies people rule through their representatives, because it is not possible for everyone to have time and knowledge to take decisions on all matters. So, this was the reason why people rule through their representatives. We have seen this also. Then, what is election? We have seen in this, we have seen that it is a mechanism by which people can choose their representatives at regular intervals and change them if they wish to do so. So all these things we have seen yesterday, and we have also seen that elections, the voters make their choices in the election, that what type of representative they want them to be ruled or to represent them to form the government. So they can choose who will make the laws for them. Then they can choose the representative who will form the government and take the major decisions on behalf of them. Plus, they also choose the representative or the party whose policies will guide the government and lawmaking. So, all these were the choices made by the voters to select the representative who will form the government. Then next, this we have already started, but again, I'm going to start with this only, that what makes election democratic. Now, elections can be held in many ways. All democratic countries hold elections, but the most non-democratic countries also hold some kind of elections. That only I had explained you yesterday, that elections can be held in democratic as well as non-democratic countries. Now, how do we distinguish democratic elections from any other elections? Means other countries also which are non-democratic, they are also having their election process. But how can we distinguish that in a true democratic country, what type of elections should be there? There we can discuss in this now. We discuss many examples of the countries, and we have already discussed in chapter 1 about this question, that what type of democratic election should be held. Means in a democratic country what type of election should be held, free and fair elections and all. Then let us recall what we have learned and sent with a simple list of minimum conditions of democratic elections. So on the basis of what type of conditions we can say that it is a democratic election. First, everyone should be able to choose. Uh, that means every person should be able to choose the representative, should be given the chance to choose the representative and to cast the vote, and every vote should have the equal value. This should be the first and foremost thing to be kept in mind. Then next we have seen uh, second, there should be something to choose from. That means there should be good amount of choices in front of the voters to whom they want to make the to form the government, or to whom they want to choose the representative. So second, there should be something to choose from. That means the parties and candidates should be free to contest elections and should offer some real choices to the voters. This will be the second point. Now, third, the choice should be offered at regular intervals. That means regularly election should be held so that people have the choice to change the government if they are not satisfied with the prevailing government. So after every few years they had the choice to choose another representative for them. So this is the third one. So first and foremost thing, that everybody should have the uh, should be able to choose the representative, means every vote should have the equal value. Second, we have seen that there should be something to choose from. That means the party should contest election free and fair way, and the voters should have the enough of choices to select the representatives. Third, the choice should be offered at regular intervals, means regularly after few months, few years, the election should be held. Fourth, the candidate preferred by the people should get elected. The one who is mostly preferred by the people, by the citizens of the country, that candidate should all get the chance to be selected to form the government, and whose party he belongs to can form the government. Then, fifth, lastly, the election should be conducted in free and fair manner where people can choose as they really wish. That means free and fair election should be conducted. So, if these five conditions are there in a democratic form of government, then we can definitely say that elections are held in a democratic way, in a democratic government. Clear? Now, these might look like very simple and easy conditions, but there are many countries where these are not fulfilled. In this chapter, we will apply these conditions to the elections held in our own country to see if we can call this a democratic election. If all these uh, conditions are prevailing in our country also, then we can observe, or we can believe that yes, really our country is a democratic country where free and fair elections are held. Now it is good to have political competition. Now the next topic, it is good to have, I think this all these conditions are very much clear to everyone. Now elections, it is good to have a political competition. Elections are thus all about political competition. Now, everything is about the political competition. There is competition among political parties at the constituency level. There is competition among several candidates. So, everywhere, if the elections are being held, it is a type of political competition. Elections are thus all about political competition. This competition takes various forms. In most obvious form is competition among political parties. So most preferable thing in this political competition is competition among the different political parties at the constituency level. Now, what does the word constituency refers to? Constituency is a group of voters in a specified area, particular area. the group of voters who elect a representatives to the legislative body, it is termed as constituency. So it takes the form of competition among several candidates in a particular constituency. When voters go and cast their vote, at that time there are several candidates they see on the ballot paper. There are several candidates to whom they had to vote, and if there is no competition, election will become pointless. If such type of competition is not there among the parties, among the candidates, then surely elections will become aimless, pointless. But it is good to have political competition clearly, and electoral competition has many demerits also. Now we can say that electoral politics also have many demerits. It creates a sense of disunity. First demerit, now, that it creates the sense of disunity and factionalism in every locality. That means a type of faction difference among the views of people is there, a type of disunity is there among the people when the elections are being held. You would have heard of people complaining of party politics in your locality, and different political parties and leaders often l- level allegations against one another. That means they put allegation, they blame one or the other party. One party blames to other party for some other reasons. So this type of allegations are also there against the other party. Parties and candidates often use dirty tricks also. This is also now this leaders often put level allegation against another party. This is the second one. Then they use dirty tricks to win the election. That means they make false promises, they bribe the voters and all. Then some people say that this pressure to win electoral fights does not allow sensible long term policies to be formulated, and that thus, for a time being, they make the policies for the benefit of the people, but afterwards, they means the leaders think of their own benefit and all, leaving the benefit or the importance or the upliftment of the people, and thus it does not allow the sensible long term policies to be formulated. So this is another demerit. Now some good people who may wish to serve the country do not enter this arena. That means this atmosphere. If those good people who do not wish to serve, who may wish to serve the country, means they want to serve the country by forming the government to uphold the country, to benefit the people, but then also they don't want to join this situation, this condition in which so many demerits are prevailing and party politics are there. So they do not like the idea of being dragged into unhealthy competition. And why they do not want to enter this situation? Because they do not want to want themselves to be dragged, to be indulged in some unhealthy competition which is prevailing in the election process. Clear this much? Now, our constitution makers were aware of all these problems. Our constitution makers were aware of all these problems, yet they opted for free competition in elections as as the way to select our future leaders. So, to select the future leaders, they opted for free competitions of the elections as the way to select the leaders, and they did so because this system works better in the long run. So this election process was chosen by our constitution makers because, you can underline this, because this system works better in the long run. And in an ideal world of all political leaders know that what is good for the people and are motivated only by the desire to serve them. because they know that if regular intervals will be held in the coming election, the political party will again will not get the appropriate vote and their party will lose the election. And that is why naturally they will uh, be motivated to serve the people according to their wishes. And political competition is not necessary in such an ideal world, but that is not what happens in real life. But whatever they believe, the constitution makers believe that this will not happen, but in real life, in reality today if we see, we will find all these type of demerits prevailing. But that is not what happens in real life. Political leaders all over the world, like all other professionals, are motivated by the desire to advance their political careers. Means they are indulged in their upliftment only, their profit making only. The political leaders, those who get the position, those who get the seat in the government, they now early, first of all they start for the benefit of the people, then slowly they indulge in the activities of profit making for their own party, for their own, in to fulfill their own individual aims. They want to remain in the power or get power and position for themselves. They wish to serve the people as well, but it is risky to depend entirely on the sense of duty. And beside, even when they wish to serve the people, they may not know what is required to do so, or their ideas may not match what the people really want. So that is why their ideas may differ with the wishes of the people, and thus might be that they will keep the benefits, the profits, the upliftment of the country and the people aside, and they will work for their own benefit, self seeking benefits for themselves only. So next, how do we deal with this real life situation? Now this is the real life situation, that they want to serve the people, serve the community, but then also they are not able to because their ideas are not up to the mark, with the or appropriate according to the wishes of the people. So one way is to try and improve the knowledge and character of political leaders. And now one way is to try and improve the knowledge and character of the leaders. This is the solution. And the other and the more realistic way is to set up the system where political leaders are rewarded for serving the people. Now, another way and the more realistic way is to reward those leaders who really serve the people, and to punish for those who are not doing their duty, or those who are not keeping their promises up to the mark. Now, the simple answer is the people. This is what electoral competition does. Now, regular electoral competition provides incentives to political parties and leaders. They know that if they raise the issues that people want to be raised, then the popularity and chances of victory will increase in the next election. This only I said, that if they know that if they raise issues that people want to be raised, their popularity and chances of the victory will increase in the next election. If they work according to the people's point of view, for the upliftment of the community, then only then there will be more chances of the victory in the coming election. But if they fail to satisfy the voters with their work, they will not be able to win again. And that will be the reason their party will lose the coming election, if the people are not satisfied with the work of the government or the representative whom they have chosen to form the government. So, if a political party is motivated only by desire to be in power, even then, if it will be forced to serve the people, that means if any political party wants to come to the government, to have the position, to form the government, or to come into the power, then uh, he has to first of all think about to serve the people only. Because if that particular party will not serve the people, he will definitely, he has to be forced to serve the people. Because if he it will that political party will not work according to the wishes of the desires of the people, then definitely there is fear of losing in the coming election, losing the power or position in the coming election. And this is but bit like the way market works. Even if a shopkeeper is interested only in his profit, he is forced to give good services to the customer. Now this is an example of the shopkeeper is given, that if the shopkeeper wants to keep his own profit, but then also he has to uh, keep a good service, give the good service to the customers, so that the customer is uh, attached to that particular shopkeeper for getting more and more things come in whenever he is in need. And will not to go that customer, that shopkeeper will not lose that customer for serving again in the next time whenever the customer is in need. And if he does not, the customer will go to some other shop. Similarly, political competition, you also know that if the you go to a shop and you ask for, uh, you go for bargaining and all. If you go for bargaining in that particular shop, and particular shopkeeper decrease some price, lesser the price of that commodity and all, you will think definitely that this shopkeeper is good, he listens. And even the things which you get from that shopkeeper, that uh, you will get in the good quality and good quantity. The quality and quantity which is you are getting from that shopkeeper is also good of the commodity. Then definitely you will be forced to return back to the same shopkeeper whenever you are in need of the same commodity again. But if you have been cheated by that shopkeeper, you will definitely not return back to that particular shop. The same condition is that in this political system also. If you, the political party which is running political party which is having the government, if the people are satisfied with that government, then only there are chances of the political party to win again in the coming election. Otherwise definitely that political party will also lose the election, because now people will not have any faith in that political party, uh, of the promises whatever the political party has made. And definitely they will not choose that leader, and they will go for some other representative. ना दिस इज द ब्राइब, मेरे पास योजनाएं घोषणाएं हैं, वादे हैं, मेरे पास वोट है. तो दिस इज द लीडर who is giving many promises, false promises also to the voter. And what the voters thinking, that most important thing is, before promises and all, most important thing is the vote. That one vote also has much value. And this also the promises, so many promises the leader is having with him, whether it is false promises and all. And the voter is just if the voter is carried away with these promises, he will definitely will uh, vote and support this political leader. If the voter will think that these promises are made false, these are the false promises, then definitely they will lose the election, this leader will lose the election. So uh, that's all for today. I end up here only. Tomorrow we will definitely recall whatever we have done today. Plus, we will start with the next topic, what is our system of election. Thank you.